Ah. Hey bunnies, welcome back to the stream. Today we're doing some game design because I haven't done it in a while and I need to get back into it. First though, just want to make sure Twitch is all fine and dandy. Yeah, seems to be working. Alright, so I guess the first thing I'll show you what's going on at the moment. Nah, I'll show you what it plays like at the moment and then I'll get started on stuff. So, I just also updated to Godot 4.4, just it auto updated, and it said there's some new stuff being a bit funky. I don't know about that. So maybe I broke some things. Who knows? So yeah, obviously we just Shark Flipper. That's our game that we're making. It's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater with a shark. It's not. There's a lot of different stuff. So we've only got one level at the moment. It's not really a level. I don't know how best to describe it. But each level, our shark will increase in difficulty and maybe in amount. I'm not sure. We'll see about that. We've got items here that eventually we'll get a lot of. I don't know if I should show the items. I probably want to show the locked items so that you can see it and go like, oh, that's an item I haven't got yet. Let's see what's going on there. You know, that could be fun and interesting. But I reset it so we don't have the one item that I've actually got in the list so far. The first issue that I need to fix today is I don't know why the sharks sometimes go that way and then back around. They should just be rotating around. I don't know. I'm assuming they don't do it again. So I'm assuming it's based on their spawn. So that's the gist of how the game works at the moment. Shark circle. One of the shark is the shark that is going to charge you. It's quite loud, I know. So there's something wrong with that. I'm assuming it's... Sorry, Ooh. That needs to turn off. Obviously he's supposed to attack you and go towards you. It looks like... I know that I changed it so that he will... If you fail making sure it's facing the opposite direction of you, it will always charge you. But I think something went wrong with the rotations. There. And it kept rotating despite the attacking. Is it attacking that's the issue there? I can't remember. It's a big mess. I was kind of learning how to make Godot games while I was doing this, and similar to the first Absurdium game I made, it's a mess. There's a lot of code that could have been written easier that I just didn't understand how it worked conceptually. Sorry, where am I looking? Am I in the process? I am in the process, so it's here somewhere. I don't remember what the variable is. Call it attacking. If No, don't do that. I was hoping I could say if not caught, if it is caught, do this. If it's aggro and it's looking at game over equals true. Why do we use game over? Oh, if game over. So it keeps attacking the player if game over is true. That's why it keeps attacking. However, we also want to make sure maybe just here. Because I think attack player by default it maybe doesn't by default. I thought that attack. Oh no, here we go. Transform. Looking at. Oh no, this is. No, yeah, this is rotating it and then moving it forward. I think. I don't like how transform works in Godot at the moment. It's weird to me compared to Unity. But I think that just rotates the transform towards the player. Otherwise that wouldn't work. And then we've got move here, which just moves it forward to the area. So that should just work, which also means that I think that's fixed. That's cool. Anyway, so the point of the game is obviously you pick a level, like no sharks spawned in front of me. That was weird. So obviously this isn't how sharks work. I just thought it would be nice to have like a sense of confusion about which shark is the one that's trying to chase you, so that when he starts attacking faster, you can be a little bit funky with it. I was hoping I'd get hit with that so I could see it spinning and see if it stopped spinning and immediately went to me. I think that's how that's going to work. So I'm not too fussed. Also, you can kind of see it in the stream too. The sharks are a little bit... I'll just let them attack me. There we go. So this... Oh, because that's over the... Okay, I put a shadow on those. Or... make the text box bigger, I guess. The sharks seem to like... Firstly, that rotation's weird. I don't know why it does that. And then some of them go back and forward. This shark I don't think does. Like, the main one doesn't. It's just these ones, which makes me think that it's because this shark is spawning those, and then it's rotating, like, based on... I don't know. But yeah, so there'll be 3 challenges in each level. The first one is just get a combo of 4 of these, which if you saw when I was doing it, it's just like spinning him clockwise, sorry. Getting the point total of that, and then attacking 6 times. These aren't, you don't have to get all of them at the same time, you just have to get all of them at some point to get all 3 stars, is what I'm just gonna have a star system. Why do I have a button there? Doesn't do anything yet. But yeah, so there'll be different challenges for different sharks and different levels of the shark, and when you get 3, you get an item. I'm thinking when you get... Like, when you get 1, you get an item. Like, when you finish a level and get 1 star, you get an item. And if you finish all of them, get all 3 stars, you also get a item related to that item, or maybe like an upgrade to the item could be interesting as well, like just making it an upgraded version of the same item instead of giving you 2 items. And obviously, so I wanted to make it, if you finish, you need to complete a star. That was probably a try again button, I've just realized. But I want to make it so you finish the star. Just one to get to the next level. Or I could do it like some mobile games do it, where you have like 5 stars to level 2 kind of thing. And so you can earn like 50 stars on level 1 or something crazy, and then if you finish all of the challenges to level 1, then you can play the next 4 levels out of order kind of thing. I don't know. I think it's probably just 3 stars. One star to get to the next level, and then you finish all the stars as like a completionist situation. And yeah, obviously there are these. Now if I haven't encrypted the JSON, so if I go... Oh, missing. Still missing. There I am. If I go to the JSON, which is I think in app data, I think it's, I feel like it's local low, but maybe it's in, I feel like a lot of things are in roaming, so I'm gonna go to roaming first just for funsies. What is it called? Godot? Something. No. It'll be the name of the game. So it should be Shark Flipper now, I think. Shark Flipper, nothing. Let's go to local low, because I felt like it was in there. I should have checked it first. S. There's a lot of indie games save data in these things. There's stuff from Scythe Dev, Happy's Humble Burger Bar, Northberry Grove. I should really go in and clean up all of the stuff. Epic Bunny game development. That's Make a Coffee, which is a Unity game. That's Epic Bunny, which is a Unity game. Maybe it's in local. I could just look it up. It probably would have been faster for me to look it up even. And I think it might not only be faster, but perhaps the only way to look it up. App data. Oh, it's in Godot app user data. I see. And that was in roaming, I think. App user data. Here we go. There's all the games, and it's every game that Godot I've played that's Godot. And apparently, a shelter full of cats and an arcade full of cats were made in Godot. That is interesting. I didn't realize that. Shark Flipper. Level stats, custom, open with. Let's open with a notepad. If I'll just quickly cheat that. I should probably make a console command that does that. So I've just finished the first one. The first one you get Cricket Glove. You can add that. Obviously, you cannot. I need to change the names to empties, but that's a bug that I need to fix. Let's just get started on that, I guess. What's I always get confused. There was a lot of, again, I'm not used to Godot, and everywhere I look up seems to complain about it in the same way that I'm looking up the information about why I can't do it this way or how to do it the way that it's supposed to be done, and like what the way they expect you to do some stuff is, because I'm looking at it and like I don't get, like, this seems like a really convoluted method to connect a bunch of stuff. Like, things in Godot you can't connect. They've got to be in this like strict hierarchy, which means that you don't have much dynamic game design. Like, everything has to be set up in a list ready to go and connected that way. Whereas every game I was making in Unity, I was like trying to make it as dynamic as possible by like going, okay, this script is generic and can be used on everyone, and then you can tag people with different things, and then you like find different people and like do scripts to different people that are tagged and that kind of thing, just to like basically make it so that you can interact with anything that you need to as whatever the player or enemies in a game can do. So this is the item list. This just get items. That gets all the items, I'm assuming. Again, this is because I had like, I have to show the items, so I have a script for that, because you can't do multiple scripts in the same thing. I had to like split them up, and now you got this to like I feel like there must be easier ways to do it. I know that some people talked about making classes that like inherit from singletons and stuff, but I got annoyed with singletons in Unity, so I don't know, but I'm trying it for now. I assume it was this one. That's ready on item pick. Inventory slot dot set item. And the inventory slot is collected at the start. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, it's nothing. And then you just set the thing that's collected from the items collected. Else set it to set item null. Why is that the only places where inventory slot is active? My brain's confused right now. So set item, the assumption there is that the inventory item in item select is by default an inventory select, but I don't set it anywhere. Why was that just working? That feels like something's wrong. I really need to start commenting out, because I'm working stuff out. I can't comment it because I don't really know what I'm doing. Now that I kind of have an idea, I can like go back and go, okay, what did I do here and here and here to like make it more easy for me to figure out what I've done and if I've done something wrong. So obviously set item null sets it at null, which is what was happening. It was going to empty, but then for some reason I couldn't change it back to what it was. Already selected. And set item does that. It doesn't remove anything, does it? It just appends from the thing. So this loaded it and said Barry1's complete. Which the shark name is going to change, by the way. I won't keep it at that. Let's look for print. I think that's the name of the file. So if I do that now, it shouldn't print it. Yeah. Now I click that. Nothing. Do that again. Already selected. If I click that. Nothing. If I click that. Okay. So item storage. Current button is greater than item storage dot size. Shouldn't that be not greater than item storage dot size? Yes, it should. That was just stupid. Okay. So that's a test. Why was that a test? I don't remember where that is. I think that's in the spreadsheet I've got. Maybe. I won't check that right now, but let's look at this. So I made this yesterday as just kind of like what I want to do today. And I don't think I'm gonna get that done, considering it's been 30 minutes and I've barely showed you what the game is. But we'll try and get there. So we did already just fix a bug, which is good. The bug fixes are important. We wanted to allow ambient audio and music to play together as music. Okay, so if you didn't notice, firstly, when we died mid music, was it? So that clears out the music completely. And now it's completely quiet. This game's quite boring without sound. Actually, all games are. There's that, and then there's that. Yeah. And now it's stuck on that. So the thing is that ambient music, I want to stay ambient through the music. I think I might do a little bit of Googling for that, because I don't know, in Unity there's play audio and play audio one shot. Play audio one shot ignores the fact that there's another sound playing on your audio stream and plays a sound through that audio stream without doing anything else, like without ruining what was playing. So this is by default playing the audio, the ambient music, and what I wanted was that to count as music, because it's like an all-encompassing sound. It's not like real. It's not coming from anything, as opposed to SFX. So I wanted that to play to start with and autoplay, but I've also got the shark doing scary music. So when the shark attacks, it plays the charging music, and then when you catch it and start spinning it, it does, obviously the player catches, so I think the player must be doing the music. Which is... This is part of the music, which is audio players 0.stream equals that. Or that. So the jam, this is the music. So if it's not caught and the stream equals the jam sesh, it should stop, play the underwater sound again, and then play. I tried to do that and it worked for some reason, but it didn't work. I think because the shark never gets uncaught once it kills you, that like fails. But the issue is that's still not playing the underwater music with the music. And that's my issue. So I'm gonna do a little bit of Googling because I feel like... Whoops. I feel like it should... So when you look at the music players, there is a max polyphony. I don't know how you say that word. Which I'm assuming is the number of sounds. And if I scroll over, it says playing additional sounds after this value is reached will cut off the older sounds. Now, for some reason, the underwater is max. Should I change it to 2? What happens if I change it to 2? Do you reckon that'll fix it? It didn't fix it. So the audio stream player 2D, it has, see there's a play one shot in Unity, which plays an object without interfering with the main sound. But the play function in the audio stream player doesn't take audio as a parameter. And it says, so there's like, it does say the maximum number of sounds this node can play at the same time on the thing, but I don't know. How to play more than one sound? There is a Godot thread about it. Oh. Ew, that's yuck. So you need an audio stream polyphonic. What? Like, every time I look into Godot, I just think to myself, At what point do you need... Because, like, the reason Unity and Unreal are so easy to use, and I so many people use them, is that when you click something, it does what you expect it to do. Like, if you want to play audio, you put an audio component in your game, and you can play audio. You can play lots of audio. You can play any of the audios, right? What Godot does is it simplifies it all to the point where they're the most basic things, and you need to add and add and add to get the exact same thing that Unreal and Unity has just out of the box. Like, there's almost, like, unless you're making the simplest game in the world, there's pretty much no reason for an audio stream to only play one sound, right? Like, it should, by default, have the ability to play multiple sounds to me. Because you can just not play multiple sounds and it won't affect pretty much anything. So it's weird that you have to add another object and then add that as the stream to the actual object to play multiple streams. And I'm also confused about how that even works. Like if I go, so no listener, audio stream player. Where is this? Fabled. I don't even see that. Audio stream polyphonic. It is an audio stream. See, I don't even know how to find that, but that's something that's really important for pretty much any game design, but they've like been like, oh, you need to add that because you might not want it, but it doesn't really make a difference. So instead, the easier way seems to be the stupid way, which is, let's duplicate that. We'll change that to ambient music player. We'll change that to action music player. Cool. And so the action music player, we will not have a stream. We will turn on, we'll keep on autoplay. I need to then go into my settings UI. Is in menu, it'd be in with all this stuff, which I will find. It's not that, it's that. Hidden items. Hidden label. Oh. What do you connect to? Nothing? What? Did that get broken with the update? I think that was supposed to connect to something. Not that though. Was it? This is. Oh, it'd be the main. It'd be the main scene, right? Global settings change sound. There we go. And that changes the sound player, sound code. If I ambient music, SFX, and action music, we'll put that there. So I'll do that. I don't think the numbers matter because you put them in manually into the sliders. So we just have to check that if sound code equals 0, then that is also equal. And then we need to go back to the menu and make sure that this is all. There's one connection. Are you sure? Oh. Cool. And you also have one value. You don't have one value. I need to rename you to SFX volume. And you need to connect to the menu. And you need to do it on value changed. And you need to add an int for 2. And I need to figure out what on settings UI, send sound. Send sound, and then we got the name of the thing, which is SFX volume, and then the number, and that's it. Menu. I mean, yeah, that'll work. I didn't realize I copied the whole thing, but that's fine. We need to add, is it a node path, I think we're adding, and then an int. The int is 2. The SFX volume. That, wait, does that work? That says dot. So that makes me think it doesn't. Connect. Because if I check that, I'm pretty sure that just says music volume. I think this is just SFX volume. Because I realized the pathing doesn't work for a lot of these things. If you type that, it just puts a full stop, and it's just going to send that to the thing because the connections are that component specific, which makes this component the main component of the argument. So this is useless because it doesn't have any context in the tree. But if I change that to edit and just put SFX volume, that should work. that's working. And now if I go to the remote, go to main scene, the SFX player, now on -21. -6, so it's working. Cool. Thank you, Troubling Confessor. Unfortunately, that's a good way to get blocked. Be gone, bot. So yeah, that's fixed that problem. So now the music should affect both audios. I don't need that anymore. It's working. Which is the whole point of us starting that. These two are now together. That changes the audio, but what we need to do is have the shark sound player, the play sound. So the ambient music I don't want to change at all. Right? What I do want to do is change that to 1. If it's caught, do that. Not caught, do that. We can just stop that because that's fine. And that means that so what we'll do here is if I get chomped here, that music gets stopped as well. It's supposed to stop. It was always supposed to stop, but it never did. Interesting. Maybe it played before it stopped. Like with the stuff here. So first things first, let's get the player, which I think is here. Audio players. We want to add action, which is in 1. We also need to find the audio players. New streamer. Okay, so I think he only plays on 0, so that's fine. The shark will play separately, and it only does that one. So if I start this game, the music starts. I kind of want to stop that playing in the menu. I'm not sure though. That charging music is going to do it on. Is that what you do? Nope, other way around. So that should not stop the water music. Also, just the music, this water is a royalty-free underwater music sound that I've bit crushed, essentially. That's it. I think I've bit crushed all of the music in this game so far. because obviously I'm doing a low poly game, I thought bit crushing it would look cool. So I've got, yeah, so now the music's playing. That's an issue. How did I get 40,000 points then? Also, I didn't. But how did I get 30,000 points? Oh no, I didn't get any of that. I don't know how I got 30,000 points, that seems wrong. But I didn't actually get any of the other points. That's just because I cheated just then to get the gloves. I don't know why the music keeps stopping and starting. See, that's how you get points. That's how you get points. I just got 40,000 in one. Bam. So the audio now plays, which is what I wanted. Now the issue is, for some reason, see, that's the charging music, which is fine. Change direction sound. That's the splash music. That's the charging music for the player. And I think that's specific to the character. But then I think that's it for the sound thing, right? That's what I found. Yeah. So the playing the music sound is, oh, that's the issue. I think what was happening was it was playing the ping sound for getting a combo, but because it was auto saving the jam session every time, it didn't even get to like play a sound before that stopped. That's what we wanted. There's a lot of sound going on. Maybe I should pause the underwater. There's a bunch of things wrong with it. But I didn't know what I was doing, so I can't be blamed. Oh, there's all my Googling. So this is technically done. The best kind of done. I do need to have escape to menu stops all action sounds. That goes to the text edit, which I believe is the custom debug. But I do have a debug thing, I just haven't used it in a while, so there's not a lot of things. I believe if I... Is it run game? I'm actually surprised any of that works. Okay. What was it doing? What was I doing here? Oh, I remember. I had it instantiating, but I changed it to load scene. Is the game still the game's still instantiating? Oh no, it removes. Does it? No, it's definitely doing the thing. Import load scene. Oh, it must just be load scene, right? On back pressed. Load scene menu. But also we want action music and SFX music to stop. So we'll just I think they're all 2D. It's array, it's like that, right? It's not like that. Audio stream player. Could not find audio stream player. I clearly highlighted that. Okay, it's all working now. And then we go here, and then we just add the stuff again, because that works. Bam. 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 Just in case we want to stop SFXs. I mean, just in case you want to stop the ambient as well, but I'm not sure. Audio players for... No, for now, I might do the for thing later, but at the moment, audio players 1 dot stop and audio players 2 dot stop. Actually, I'll turn it off, but just to make sure this is all working, let's do 0 as well. And play, escape, stopped. Nice. I feel like I want to turn off the music. To be honest, I'm not sure if I wanted the music. I just wanted some kind of like background sound for it to give it something. Okay. That should stop all sounds doing stupid stuff when I quit. And I think that technically makes this done. We wanted to add some menu sound effects. Do I want to add the good sound when I click things? And also, is there an easy way to get sound to work for buttons? Or am I going to have to program a whole, like, a whole signal tree? Oh, I guess it won't have to be. It'll still be a whole signal tree, but... Because again, that's the issue. Now I have to have a script at the start of every thing, because you're not supposed to be looking for main constantly. Like, you shouldn't have a global script on main. I guess, can you play sounds on a singleton? Should I do that? Like on a... Because that's a global function, right? You don't have to put it in the thing. I'm gonna look up singletons. I don't really know what they are. Restricts to a singular instance while providing a global access point to the instance. Yeah. You can create an auto load to load a scene or a script that inherits from Node. What does that mean? You can add any number of scenes or scripts to auto load. Each entry in the list requires a name, which is assigned as the node's name property. Okay, so you just put a scene or a script to auto load on run, and it has a very normal path which you can access from any script. See, that's a pretty good global script, global scene. Actually, I kind of want to see, like, if I put, let's just say I put the menu in there, right? In project settings, globals, press add to add it. Oops. No, I don't want that. That's gonna cause issues. Let's load the menu, right? Add that. Failed to create, hang on, what? Possible cyclic resource. Yeah, so maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I put for screen and then add. That seems okay. And now if I load that, what does that look like? Score screen and main scene. So now it's like a second main scene. Okay. Whoa, why did my crosshair load? That wasn't even supposed to be visible yet. I think that was because it broke. But there's a reason that it doesn't load, and that's that. Okay, so that's a good way to, I'm gonna turn this on so the audio stops. That's good to know, honestly. And I'm kind of... I think I might leave that for... I think I might put all the music in its own thing so it can be accessed by anyone at any time. That makes the most sense to me. That music, well, I guess music doesn't need to be accessed by anyone at any time. I would like buttons to access sound effects at any time is my thing, because well, I think the main has its own sound anyway. So let's just do that for now. I'm pretty sure. No, they don't. The only sound connection is through send sound in menu, which I guess that technically works. So let's put that in here as well. What's this? Menu. That menu equals that. Play noise. I guess you won't put a parameter in right now. We'll just pass it. There we go. And so now can I? No, yeah. Play noise. So that works. And that is the button that says play. So if I hit play in the menu, it's playing ding. Sick. Now, can you make signal groups where they all do the same thing? Is that what groups are for? I think they're like tags. I really wish I could copy and paste these. But I can't, right? But we know that it works, and now we just need this to actually do something. I guess we should have a number. And then that's all good. That does that. We can go to the global settings and we'll do I think it's different from what that was, but that we'll get a list of sounds, I reckon. Audio stream. Sound players 2 is our SFX. Dot play dot stream equals SFX list sound number sound players 2 dot play. Now this is an autoplay, no. And all I need to do is go to the main scene. Let's give you, bam, the ding. which is actually the multiplayer sound, and then go back to the menu. Play noise, not play SFX. This seems very tedious. There must be a better way. I know you can like code. That doesn't sound more helpful. You know what I mean? A lot of when you're looking up like even tutorials for Godot, they all kind of seem to suggest that that's just how it is. Like they're all doing this. They're all clicking. There's such a delay. Can I trim sounds from here? Not that. Can I? Sounds from there? What's that? Nothing. That's 17 milliseconds? Is that what that is? I don't know. Is there like... What's that? Oh. Oh, that's the actual one. And then this is the bit crushed one. Why does that one... Why is the end slightly longer? What's that about? 1.5 seconds, 1.3 seconds. It is. This one's longer. Interesting. Let's just put that in there for now. Because I just want to check that the sound that we're... Like, it's not actually delayed, it's just... Yeah, it's not actually delayed. So that's alright. Yeah, I'm not gonna add all of them. I think I want to change the SFX. I don't want that. I want like just a click noise. But it works. All you gotta do is connect those things. This is the best kind of done. Let's go. Knocking things off the least. Options, menu additions. We wanted to change screen size, limit the FPS, and remap to have a keyboard option and a controller option, and be able to remap stuff eventually. So at the moment, if you aren't able to figure out what I'm doing when I'm playing the game, is to catch the shark, you click your mouse and you click on the screen and drag right, left, up or down to spin the shark. Now I figured you could do that with keyboard. I would say rather than... Obviously you can't click and drag stuff. So on keyboard, there would be a button, maybe spacebar or like F or E. So like F is the grab button in a lot of games, so it could be that. But I was like, just keyboards, like you can do just keyboard, you can do mouse and keyboard, that kind of thing. But you could change the So WAS and D would be what you're using, and instead of clicking and dragging, you button mash. Because I feel like that's because clicking and dragging, you've got to like move your mouse, click, drag, move your mouse, click, drag, and you've got to be precise with it. So I feel like the skill of doing that would be transferable to button mashing a specific direction, and then if you overshoot, having to recorrect, and it would just like impulse in that direction. So like you tap A, you go a little bit left. What just happened to my YouTube thing? Something changed on my stream, and I don't know what it was, but something changed. That was weird. But yeah, so it just like impulse left, and if you like go too far, you have to start spamming right kind of thing instead of like clicking and dragging. I think that'd be similar. So that's what I want. I don't know if I'm gonna get to that today. We're already like halfway through the stream almost. But I do need to look up screen size and how to like change that on the fly. I'm gonna do another Google because, you know, Godot is new and I don't really know what all their functions are. See, I look up stuff in Godot, right? And the first thing that pops up is always like a Reddit thread. And then you look at the Reddit thread and then all the comments are like, why don't you just look at the like API and that kind of thing? And it's like, that's what I used Google for. And you people have interacted with this post instead of ignoring it so much that it's now at the top of the freaking screen. Okay, so the first thing here is the display server. So if I just let's go to the settings UI. Let's do windowed. And do that. Sorry, I didn't realize, I forgot I was off. So this is just what I added, just a windowed function, display server, that. And then all I'll do is add a, what is that button? The back button, that white button. Let's duplicate that. Let's call it a not white button. Let's call it a windowed. Let's find the thing for that. Yeah. Put it up there. And let's not. Why is it like that? What? What? No, it isn't. Why did you change that? I didn't do that to any of the other ones. Current rect size dot x equals 0. Stop that. You don't have a parent, so what do you... What? Ooh. That. That's fine. I still can't do that. Why did the change? Oh, because I must have because I put in the text and then it didn't reset because of that, I guess. What did I call it? Windowed. So let's disconnect that. Let's connect that. Windowed. And that worked. Yes. Damn. Whoops. Bam. Interesting. Why is it not working though? It's connected. Oh, is it because it's not connected? No, it's full screen or exclusive full screen. It should be connected. Let's do a... Does that help? Cursor forbidden. That's a lot of things that that's really important. That I would love to have known. Let's do that. Oh, nothing's happening. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. Okay, that's what it reckons the thing is. I do see the grey up there. It is not 1920 and 1080 for some reason. And then that prints that again. Sick. So it is doing stuff. Current screen. Set size. Expected a vector 2. Is that what it expects? Yep. Let's do 800 by 800. Did anything happen now? No. Why not though? You know what I mean? Oops. It's a 2. It doesn't expect a vector 2, it expects a vector 2i. What is a vector 2i compared to a vector 2? Oh, there we go. Tell me. Using integer coordinates. Oh, specifically an integer. Does it work? Is it Where's window at? Window. And window get size does get the size. So you would assume window set size sets the size of the window to size in pixels. See also window get size and window get position. It's recommended to change its value using window.size instead. What? In display server? Can I get window? You know what I mean? There's too many things. Does it return a window? Returns the screen the window specified. What does set current screen do? Moves the window to specified screen. I don't care. How do I get window? Can I just type window? Window dot. Oh, window dot size, right? Does it exist? Just says window. And that. But I think equals. Now let's try that and see if that. No, nothing happens. So why? Everything led to window management. Is the headless... How can I tell if headless is enabled though? It's command line argument, so I assume I have to specifically do that, right? Global... Screen? We'll strain that in screen set size, you know what I mean? Screen size 1080p, but the normal size isn't. What's the difference between screen and window then? There's not much screen set stuff, so I'm assuming I can't set. But the window is how we do the type of screen. Window get. So we've got window set mode. And window get mode does exist. So we can check if it actually is the thing. I don't know why. 3. What's 3? Is my question. There is 3 options, so that gives me a little bit of hope. So let's do that. That doesn't change anything. If not windowed. I mean, I feel like if it's windowed, it should be doing that, to be honest. But why isn't that working? You know what I mean? Relevant window mode. But it's not working. At all. Sets window mode for the given window to mode. Setting to full screen sets borderless to true. Make sure to set it. To false when not wanted. So if I... Well, it's not working. Is it? Flag. What? There we go. Stop that. Full list of false, right? Does that work? Something happened. It's like trying. It's on a minute when the button is toggled or pressed. This is on button down if action mode is at. If you, so it's when it's toggled or pressed. So it's held down, that's stopped being held down, and that is pressed. So just when it's hit, right? And it seems to be when it's hit. But why isn't that changing? If I'm setting the mode, what could be resetting it? Gonna do some cheeky Googling again, because this is confusing me. There are people who are having issues. No, people are saying that they're trying to do the same thing, so I'm confused. Like, they did the thing that I'm doing and it worked, and that was a workaround to what they had issue going on. If I... Oops. Change my... Okay, let's make it borderless to start with, yeah? Whoa, not borderless. What's happening? What just happened? What just happened? What was that? We do full screen. It looks normal. But if I do windowed, it is the issue that it's, whoops, that it's a project being built in the engine. Resizable, it's by default borderless. Okay, so if let's just build a project real quick. Pretty sure it's in my desktop. What's happening with that class name? I think that worked. No, that's not the issue. So what is, then, may I ask? I am so confused about why so firstly, oh, I got rid of the windowed thing. Is that the issue? Did I accidentally get rid of that? Did I accidentally get rid of that? No, that's not the issue. It's not changing the window mode. But why is it not changing the window mode? If you maximize the window and switch to full screen, window will not take effect. The window will be maximized when you uncomment. When you can set it twice? Is that what it's trying to tell me? Because if that's the case, I'm annoyed. No, that didn't do anything. Just the thing that I was looking at seemed to make it look like I just had to set it twice because the first time I set it, it would not occur. So if I do this, what happens? That minimizes it. It seems like... Okay, that didn't do it. They didn't do what I thought it would. Window modes. See this. You try to restore window size with unless you get a window though, but you can't correctly resize the window. This bug is also reproducible on Linux when you uncomment, so it's set twice. As a 4.2, it's still happening. Switching to minimized, then windowed worked for someone, but not for me. Someone said that the resizable on being the thing. I wonder if it's just resizable toggles though. No, that didn't change anything. But what if I turn it back on? Viewport? Is that related to this? Unsure. No. What's going on with this? I think normal full screen is what we want here. Even with shuttable false, the game just becomes a black screen when setting windowed after full screen. Something like it on 4.3, and it's now 4.4. With the borderless flag wire set to true and finally result in a much more consistent window restoration. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Definitely isn't changing the thing. First time I exit full screen, it works, second time it fails. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. I feel like these people have a different issue. It seems like the same. It's not changing the window. Is this a me problem? I'm so confused. See, this is why programming is annoying to people. Because I was expecting to get most of this done. But we've been streaming for 2 hours, and I've gotten like 2 things done. There is a window settings to disable embedded something. Let me just double check what that actually said. The full screen toggle button in the following code is executed when it's pressed. The problem is when the game is set to windowed mode, the taskbar of the window gets stuck out of the screen. That's not what I need. Set mode, full screen, minimized, maximized. Back from full screen to normal window. I'm just so confused. See, I'm trying to look for... So obviously we've got the mode, which isn't working for us at the moment. By default, the window ID is 0, right? And then we've got window get mode for Windows 0. So it should be changing that mode. But it's not. And that's confusing me. And I want to say it like it's project settings. Maybe. Now if I started at window, does it turn to full screen? Yes, but it doesn't turn back. Should I... do an exclusive full screen and see if it can turn from exclusive full screen to windowed mode? It just can't turn back to windowed mode. It's essentially a borderless window. Wait, shouldn't... No, if we don't want it to be borderless if it's a window, so that's correct. If windowed is true, then borderless needs to be false. It's confusing me. Embedded window only supports windowed mode. Where are we? Where are we doing that? What does that mean? Now there was something about window set size and it suggested I go to window instead of display server. And if I just do type mode investment is going to be used on its own. What do you mean? It's right there. See, why does that work? I'm assuming this is just going to be a... yeah, native window. So Oh, it's because it was a capital. It shouldn't be a capital. It tricked me. Invalid access to mode. Why? So this is embedded. Is that? No, because it was working before, right? Did I delete it before I exported it? Did I? Why did that do what it just did? Okay. So that's not the case. Why isn't it working? What's wrong with it? I'm so confused about like what's going on. And nothing I'm looking up is helping me. There was people who said they had an issue, but then there are other people who just like just going for it. See, the thing is, the window get mode isn't getting a window. It isn't getting anything other than full screen. I've lost Windows set mode. I was gonna check. I'm pretty sure full screen's 3. Yeah, so it doesn't change out of full screen. I am so confused. I just realized that my display settings I set it to windowed and then I set it to full screen, and it looks like full screen turns off VSync also. So when I set it to exclusive full screen. Hang on, if I print before I change anything, and then so if I do that, right? It's currently an exclusive full screen, which VSync isn't working, I guess. If I hit that button, exclusive full screen. Hit it again, now it's on full screen. Why did that hit it twice? Why is it doing that twice? Is that the issue? It's not like it's not a hold button, is it? Oh, did I copy and paste? So it's actually, yeah, it's actually doing it twice. See, it switches from full screen, from exclusive full screen to full screen, but it doesn't switch out of full screen. And I think that's the same with windowed. Not switching out anymore. And embedded window only supports windowed mode. Can I make this not an embedded window? Is that a... How do I deal with that? I think. That didn't change anything. I'm confused about this. Embedded window only supports windowed mode. What do you mean by that? Because, like, clearly I'm only on full screen mode and I'm only setting... I think that might be get size that was doing that. No, there we go. Embedded window only supports windowed mode. Is it because it was already a window, maybe? Let's do this. We didn't do anything. So supposedly it's only clicking window every single time because it's not working. weird. That's it, there's 5. Windowed, maximized, minimized, full screen, and exclusive full screen. Yeah, I'm... like, clearly it's only clicking that, so that... I'm lost. Perfect. I don't know what's going on. Forcibly sets boardless the true, so set it back to false for not wanted. See, I thought that might have been the case, right? Is there a... hang on. Not that. Display server Godot. Is there a thing to check what the current window is? What's... is that an issue? Oh. Obviously that's putting nothing anywhere. 1. There is 1 screen. That's good to know, because get window list. Zero. Just 0. Which means that everything that's happening is supposed to be happening just to 0, and yet it's not for some reason. But why? What's going on here? I'm just so confused. I was like, this again, this is one of those things, this is a bug, right? Because there are bugs in Godot. It's not a company, it's an open source project, right? I mean, it might be I don't know. But it's just a bug, I think. But it's annoying because I want to do stuff with it and I can't get it to work. And everything online seems to be... there's like mixed messages. There's different ways online that people have figured out to get rid of it, but all of them aren't working for me, which I feel like means that the bug is inherent to Godot and people just found ways to trick it. Like, it's based on maybe something in the code fucking with the display server, and it's different per user, but it's an inherent bug in the code. which is just annoying. I mean, like that, yeah. Don't know. See, like, I guess we leave that. I don't know if maybe I want to FPS limit. I don't think I want to touch that just yet. I kind of want to limit it to 60, but I was gonna see if maybe I should turn it up and down. Control layout changes, it's gonna take ages to implement. I was really hoping we are gonna get to here. Like, I was like thinking we'd finish like here, you know? But hopefully we'd get to here kind of thing. And then this was just gonna be extra stuff. And that's why I had that stuff, because like maybe we wouldn't get there, but you could like pick stuff and be like, hey, this sounds cool. But we didn't even get to here. I just ugh. A lot of Godot's being Godot, right? Like the audio stuff, the connecting button stuff, the options menu so far. I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I might look up limiting FPS. Engine.max FPS function. Okay. Let's just default. I think the thing says 60. No, it's just 60. For some reason I thought it was 60.0, which half a frame doesn't make second. Makes sense. So if I just... So that says 60. Now if I click settings and go to window to make it full screen, it's still 60. So that's good. So we'll just leave that there for now. I mean, well, we can... I really should have made that its own scene and added it to the main one, so I don't have to keep doing that, but then I have to like find the script again, which is annoying. The thing is probably getting all the children of this node and like telling them that that's the main node so you can contact each other, but it's just so annoying. I just realized I don't know what I want to do for frames. Most people have like 60, 70 something, 90 and 120, and then it's in a drop-down box. I guess let's make a drop-down box to start with. That's just containers. What's so container of... There's like text containers, right? Menu, is that a drop-down box? A pop-up menu, is that a drop-down box? Starts at -1. Switch on hover. How do I... What, like... Item list? Vertical list of selectable items that may be in a single or multiple columns, each having the option for text and an icon. Is an item listed? What's just a menu bar and item list? Horizontal. Creates a menu for each pop-up menu child. So, is an item list what I actually want? Let's move that. Oops. Okay. I don't know if I've done anything. Hey, Classy Dragon, how you doing? Okay, I can select something there. I really... The menu boxes are just so weird. So let's test. Test 1. Test 2. See how this goes. What's... Okay. I didn't mean to unhide that. This is how that works, right? What am I making? So that hides that. If I move, so you can see it. Hang on. I just gotta try this out. I'm getting really annoyed by Godot, sorry, and I am like this close to calling the stream early just because I want to be done with it for now. Okay, it's not working. Whatever. I'm just trying to figure out those containers work because I haven't seen it. So this is Shark Flipper. I've been playing around with the full screen stuff and it doesn't work, and that's why windowed is up. It's not supposed to be windowed, really. The premise is simple. If you've ever seen the shark flipping memes, hang on, I'll pop one up for a second. They were not even very popular. So, you know, you've probably never seen them. That'll do it. So this is the biggest picture that happens. That the get rotated idiot, right? So scuba divers rotate sharks to get them away from them when they're charging them. It's a way to just confuse them. So if they start getting way too close, you can just rotate them. And yeah, I thought that was really funny. And yeah, get rotated idiot. And so yeah, basically I'm trying to make a game based on that concept. At first I was gonna have it, so the reason originally that I have a lot of sharks there, you can't really see them because it's still fading in, I need to make it faster. The reason I have so many sharks here is because at one point I wanted to make them randomly attack you and you needed to rotate them out to like fast to get them out of here, right? But then I thought, nah. And so instead you grab them, it's very loud, I'm sorry, and you want to get combos on them. And get a high score. So it's like Tony Hawk's Pro Sharker, essentially. So yeah, I've did play around with the mouse sensitivity about rotating the sharks, because I get like I wasn't sure how easy it was, and I'm gonna play around with the easiness and like the difficulty of it in a little bit. Oh, what was it going on? Oh, so I was gonna make it so at the moment it's just you click to catch and then you click and drag to rotate like that, but with your mouse. I want to make a keyboard version where you like tap double, like just keep spamming keys to push forward. That was my strategy with it. Uh-oh. This is a old Windows XP game. Yeah, I really wanted the low PS thing. The I had a few friends ask me how I made that, and it's just a shader. No animation, that's just a flat thing. It's not animated at all. So I've done nothing. The only thing I've done, the only thing in this game essentially at the moment is a shark I made in Blender in like a day. As far as actual visual stuff, everything else is changing colors and yeah. But yeah, so I wanted a keyboard. I want keyboard controls, so if you wanted to, you could do keyboard spamming and stuff to do that kind of thing. I didn't realize that. Yeah. So this is what an end game looks like. I've technically finished all of these, which is why the marking is completed. At the moment, these are the only types of challenges you can get: how many times you've been attacked, point totals, and combos. Peak cinema, exactly. But yeah, so that's all I've got at the moment. I had so many plans today, but Godot's been pissing me off because the screen size changing won't work. For some reason, there's a bug between windowed and full screen. If I go to full screen, I can't leave full screen. I got annoyed with the audio stuff because I hadn't been doing much with it, and I started doing stuff with it, and I was like, oh, this is so much easier in Unity. FPS limit was so easy though, so that gave me a little bit more of a spark. But yeah, so at the moment I wanted it so because I cheated and I got all those completed without completing them, I got an item. I can't remember what that item does, and I haven't got a setting for like an inventory, a stats thing, but I think it increases my range by a number, and so that like I can catch the shark faster, so I don't have to wait till it's like on top of me. And basically I wanted to make it so every time you finish a level, every time you get a single challenge complete on the level, it'll unlock the next level and it'll unlock an item. And then if you get all 3 challenges complete in a level, it'll upgrade the item a little bit. So obviously Barry, which is this shark, is going to have 3 levels. I want to increase the difficulty a little bit more. So the shark, I want to have different sharks. So at the moment, Barry is designed after a photo of a Mako shark I found online. So Barry's a Mako. I'm going to change his name. I don't like Barry. It was just the first name I could think of. And so I wanted him to just be like fast and just jump at you. All of the sharks have a speed and a like amount of time to get aggro. I'm sure when you saw when he chased you, he I'll show you in a second. He gets faster every time he attacks, and every time I think the aggro goes up as well. So if you spin him and unlock that, you see the aggro's going up, and so the aggro goes up. And then at a certain amount of aggro, if I'm holding him and he's looking at me, he charges. So you've got to make sure when you're doing your combos that they're facing away from you when you finish doing your combos, or he will attack you anyway. But I do like the idea of starts like trying to slip backwards to bite you. I don't know if I want him to just try and move to you while you're rotating him, so you've got to fight him, or like fight for spinning, or if I should make him like, if you're grabbing him and he bites, maybe there's like a damage thing. That could be a thing. So my plan, I don't know if I want to do like a lot. Like I don't know how much I want to put into this game. was that I was going to do 3 missions per shark. So it was just Barry 1, 2, and 3, and then have an arrow to the next shark. But maybe I should just have shark, cooler shark, and then a megalodon situation. Unsure. But yeah, I was thinking like, because Barry just circles, he's got a bunch of sharks surrounding him, and he just circles and then attacks. He's like hidden in like the wall of sharks, and you don't really know. So the faster he gets, the harder it is, because you got to go, okay, which one's him? And then zoom, right? But I was thinking, also like waves hide them, maybe. Because I was obviously there's you can't really look down. I just realized. Hang on. Where am I? Is that where my rotation happens? Yes. Oh. I realized the way I can't look down. Because it's my mouse, my rotation is completely based on my mouse, so it stops at the edge of the screen. I have to either make the sensitivity faster. I mean, obviously I can just not do that, but yeah. I realized why I can't look down, but I was thinking like have the shark come from below, like for a different shark, have it come from below and like it goes out of the depths and you've got to find him. One thing on the agenda, by the way, you were talking about combos, screen limit. So yeah, the issue was that I didn't want you to move too much originally, and so the movement is just based on the mouse on the screen. You can only look slightly to the left and right. You weren't like, I didn't want you to actually be looking, but just like it looks like you're looking kind of thing. Little moving out to camera. Yeah, I was thinking like a shark underneath could be cool, and like Jack climbs up from the depths. That'd be scary and like fun, and that could be like good for like a megalodon situation. And it wouldn't matter that you can't see it if like it's huge, because it'd be huge, and you'd see it regardless of where it is. Yeah, 2D camera. Yeah. So that's what I was doing with that, and that's why you can't do that at the moment. But maybe I can change it. Like, it's just this. But yeah, I got really annoyed with Godot today. So I'm happy to explain things to you, but my brain's like, I don't really want to touch this at the moment, because my god. Because the audio and stuff like that, I don't like that Godot, you can't play multiple sounds. I'm assuming Unreal's similar to Unity in that you can just kind of play one-shot sounds on music players, piggybacking off it. You can play one-shots in this, but you've got to add 3 other components to the sound component, and that confuses and annoys me. Yeah, that's what I was thinking when you mentioned the Megalodon. I was like, how funny would it be? It'd be like, you could make the size of it however big you wanted. He comes up, his head's like here, right, on the camera, so you can just see him, and then you spin him and his tail whips you constantly because he's huge. Yeah, so my goal with it is I might just do 3 sharks. That might be the better option. I was gonna do 3 missions for each shark, but then I would need to work out a more subtle like difficulty to the same shark. Whereas I could just make 3 sharks that do distinctly different things for a fun idea. You know what I mean? Make a play nom 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 sound when being 8. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I was in the middle of talking about that. So in Godot, you can kind of add sounds to a music player, like playing a one-shot sound, but you can't you've got to add a bunch of components to make it work. So now I've got an ambient music player which plays this. I've got an action music player which plays the action music on top of the ambient sound. And then I got an SFX player just for like just for that ding sound and like the menu sounds. And then I have a 3D player for the shark, which moves along with the shark. Because I can't like add a one shot to any of these, even though it's SFX and stuff. I think I'm just sound API for game. Might help. Yeah. I don't know. I've just been trying to figure out. I feel like that's the thing. Godot's so bare bones. You've gotta add stuff. You gotta add plugins and stuff for it to work. I feel like Unity and Unreal, you can kind of just make it work off the bat with the components they give you. I mean, there's a lot of components, but like it's just putting them together and figuring out what to do. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe a shark per level instead of doing just a bunch of levels for the shark. And I was thinking, my plan is to have your visibly like a Rayman aesthetic. So you have your hands, but you like it's like cut off at the wrist, right? And so all of the items that you use get put on your hands, and then I'll have the hands like lock onto the shark in a grabby way, and then when you're spinning it, your hands will like rotated in the direction, was my goal. I don't know how easy that is to do, probably not very, and I don't know how much time I have to spend on it, but that's my idea for the items. I think that would be cool. Ray, you've never heard of Rayman? Well, you don't get how Rayman can connect to this game. I just mean like the hands not connected to the body situation. I've played through Subnautica. I'm terrified of the ocean, which is why I low polyed it. And also Subnautica is terrifying, and I didn't want to touch Subnautica because I didn't want to make it too scary. I wanted it to be a meme funny game. It does sound like Math Cutting Pain, which is why I could just make them like spin, right? Like I don't have to make them touch the shark. Oh, the music's so low now. But yeah, so I had a bunch planned out to do today. I was stuck in the menus and then I gave up. And I wanted to, you were talking about combos earlier. I do want to make combos harder to do and a lot more combos. What I was going to do actually is have an item that you unlock from one shark give you like the ability to rotate the shark in different dimensions, is there right? Yeah, like different dimensions, I guess, rather, because at the moment he's like rotating that way and that way, which is a pitch and that's pitch. That's yaw. And the other way, I was going to have a glove that makes you hold a button to roll. Right? So then you have extra combos that you can accomplish. To get next key, yeah. So yeah, at the moment he pitches. So what, at the moment, my combos are, hang on, isn't that you on roll? Maybe. What was my combos? Where are my combos? In the shark thing at the moment. So at the moment, I have it set up with two different combo systems, which is why it gets confused in the multiplayer settings at the moment. So far, I've only got this and this, which is if you spin it 5 times clockwise, you're screwing it in tight. If you spin it counterclockwise 5 times, you've unscrewed it. And these, the reason that I'm using 2 different systems is because these exist. And what these are is every time I do an entire rotation, clockwise, counterclockwise, up and down, it reduces the multiplier. So if you spin it 5 times, you stop getting a multiplier for your score. So you want to keep doing different combos, and that's why I haven't gotten rid of that multiplier thing. Because this multiplier thing hasn't got any score attached to it for multiplier. I'm thinking like if I just do it like you get a little bit of multiplier for doing single items, and that doesn't increase or decrease. And then the big ones are like 10 times, just not 10 times, but something to the score. I think that might be a better way to do the combo system. Because yeah, there's this, which is connected to this, and then these don't give you any extra score. They just show up as strings when you get 5. Coming out to you, but make if you turn a shark down, it swings into the ground, ragdolls, plays a bonk sound. That's really like you're under a big cave with a megalodon can come out to you. Like if you turn a shark down and it swings into the ground and ragdolls and plays a bonk sound. I'm not sure I understand what you said, but it sounds fun. But yeah, at the moment the combos at the moment are just left, right. Like I keep saying left and right. It's not left and right, obviously. Counterclockwise, clockwise, yaw and roll and pitch. And you just have to do a full circle to get a number 0, 1, 2, or 3. And I think that's fine for combos. I think if I make it like a half turn and half turn and back kind of situation, it'd be way too annoying to play. I feel like just spinning the fuck out of this shark is probably the most fun. Like crashing the ground and ragdolls. Oh, like if you hit the shark against the cave. I see. That does sound fun. Like you spin him too hard and he hits the cave. That could be very fun. Yes. But I will, yeah. So I think I might call it quits. But I'm gonna get that and I'm gonna write down. Why is that orange? Huh. Big what code is? This guy? See, the reason this code is so big is because Godot, so in Unity and Unreal, you can attach scripts to objects, multiple scripts to objects. In Godot, you can only attach one script to one object. So I've started out just having to put a bunch of scripts on the one thing. A lot of people online seem to say the best way to kind of conglomerate the scripts and stop repeating scripts is to have a fair amount of singletons, right? Just like global scripts and stuff like that, but like that's just a lot of work. And I gotta start doing that, which it's not that hard to do, the global scripts. I thought it was harder than it was. So yeah, basically everything to do with the shark is on this one thing instead of having like a shark code. If I was doing it in Unity, there would be a shark movement code that I would have attached to every shark, and then have a shark code that's just the stuff that Barry's doing, and then do another one to the stuff that the Megalodon's doing, and that kind of thing. And same with player movement. With this, I would have the rotating camera movement on a separate script, and it'd be like 10 lines and that'd be fine. And then I wouldn't have to touch the camera script at all. And if I need to change the camera script, I go to the camera script and it's just there. But here I have to go, okay, where am I rotating? No, that's shark rotator. That's where the shark gets rotated. Here we go, and that kind of thing. So it's a bit annoying. There are a lot of things that I'm not a fan of with Godot, but I do like that it's open source, and that means that anyone can fix it. But yeah, I was gonna write different shark permission. Cave level. Ragdoll. Go a bit different and good, but yeah, it's okay. I don't hate it, and it's once I've learned how to use it, it's not terrible. It's just that it's so different from Unity and Unreal that it's stressful to do anything with. Visible hands. Subnautica aesthetics with 0 spooky. Because water is scary. I didn't really... Oh, also Soma. I should look into Soma, which I haven't played, and I want to play on stream at some point, so maybe I shouldn't look into Soma, but... You know. Because Soma has scary and cool water aesthetics going on. What else did we talk about? We're already doing the combo mechanic fixing. I feel like that was it. Oh, different shark. Different shark attacks. Nice. I think that's all we talked about. And that's some stuff to think about, so that's cool. So it looks cool, I haven't played. Yeah, I definitely have watched someone play it a billion years ago. I can't remember who, can't remember when. I think it would have been when it first came out, which was 2015. So I watched it 10 years ago. A year before I left high school? Maybe? Yeah, I think that's right. What is Subnautica without? Not without water, without spooky water. Barotrauma. I love Barotrauma. I think I made a video on YouTube that's just on YouTube. We're on YouTube. I made a video about how I think, actually, I still have it installed. I might have turned it off. Still installed. I would say most of my hours on Barotrauma, I reckon at least 60 hours of Barotrauma were just me in the ship editor. It's so fun to edit ships on Barotrauma. Like, so fun to just make something cool. I don't know. Make ships in a lot and troll a little bit for funsies. Nice. I made it probably doesn't run now, but I made a ship that has a shuttle that has no engine. It's got a battery in it, and it's just a drop pod. I basically made a Barotrauma Helldivers. It's just a pod that fills with water. It's got a single diving suit in it. It just fills with water and drops you. And you can... evacuate the water to drop back up and hope that no one moved the ship, because you won't connect back in. Yeah. Bioshock. I feel like Bioshock and Soma have very similar aesthetics. Yeah, I haven't played Bioshock. I've seen it, but I feel like it's got very similar aesthetics. I feel like Soma was such a cool game concept. Like the idea of the robots. Actually, I mean, Bioshock is pretty cool. I haven't seen the first ones. I know that I've seen some concepts of it and thought it was cool when I heard about Bioshock, and I've seen people like play snippets of it. Yeah, I've played all the way through Subnautica. Technically, my achievements don't say so because I think I finished it I finished a lot of stuff halfway through before they had achievements for certain things. So I think it says I've never gotten a Cyclops before and that kind of thing, which is fun. Yeah. Thanks. So these are cool. Thanks for the ideas. I'm gonna see what I can do about those. I don't know how much time I'm gonna spend on it because again, I wanted it to be a meme game, so I haven't spent much time on it, and I feel like I should be trying to make it silly without spending too much time on it, rather than going for like crazy aesthetics. But I keep going. I could change things. I haven't played Sub-Zero because when I watched someone start playing it and I thought it looked like it looked unfinished compared to the normal Subnautica. But and I think it was basically like Spider-Man Miles Morales. Right? Like, it's essentially it's a game technically, but it's more of a DLC to Subnautica 1, but separated. Which, like, obviously it looks like, because Subnautica 2 was announced and they announced multiplayer for it, I'm pretty sure, that they must have had a group of people making that with Subnautica's like base code. And that's why it wasn't multiplayer, because they said the next game we're going to make is going to be multiplayer, and then Sub-Zero wasn't. So I think Sub-Zero was just completely based on Subnautica 1's code, and then they just kind of like added story stuff, right? And added new models. And then Subnautica 2 is going to have multiplayer, so they must have been having most of their team work on 2 while they rushed out Sub-Zero to kind of cash in on the Subnautica hype that they had at that point in time. That was my guess, and so I never really kind of looked at it because I was like, it looks like this is just a rushed thing that they wanted to cash out on their IP. It's probably fine, and like you said, they fixed it. Yeah, for fun and story, and that's not bad. Like, there's a lot of games that really don't need a new stuff. If they just continue making stories based in the game. Like Borderlands, you could just have Borderlands 2. They didn't need to make 3. They didn't need to make Wonderlands, although Wonderlands is a cool concept. They could have just had to and just kept releasing story DLCs. There's no reason to really increase the mechanics, bar increasing visuals. I'm sad we didn't get to this. Next time. Alright. So I think this is technically done. We completely finished one thing for my stream goals, which is great. I might not stream game design again next week, we'll see. But I will try and tackle these sometime this week. Borderlands is sadly underrated, but I can't understand why. I feel like Borderlands 1 was this cool gem of a game that a lot of people didn't talk about. Borderlands 2 was like massive because people figured out it existed. Borderlands 3, I thought was a really good game. I don't know why that it didn't have the same vibe as 2. But I feel like it was fine. I feel like the characters were fine. It was still a Borderlands game. It came after pre-sequel, which a lot of people didn't like pre-sequel. Me, as an Australian, I thought pre-sequel's fine, because pre-sequel's just Aussie Borderlands. And a lot of the jokes were Australian jokes as well, that maybe went over a bunch of people's heads. And so that's why they were kind of annoyed by it. And then when they got to Borderlands 3, they were tired of Borderlands because of that. I never played Wonderlands, but my favorite still my favorite of all time, like, game, I almost could say, is Borderlands the Assault on Dungeon Keep, because the ending of that is such a good, like, mix of funny and sad. It's the perfect kind of ending to Borderlands 2, I would say. And so the concept of Wonderlands was cool to me, but I felt like they needed to keep that punchy, like, they needed to keep it a good mix of lighthearted and serious, and I haven't played it yet. I bought it when it came out. I have still never played it because I didn't have enough friends to play it with. But I want it to have the same amount of serious and funny that Dungeon Keep had, and I feel like it doesn't, because it looks like they just went, oh, people loved Borderlands with D&D, and then they just kept going with it. It doesn't look to me that they will realize that the reason people like Dungeon Keep was because the story was really good and added to the main game. So, you know, that was the thing, and I feel like Borderlands is just gonna go downhill from there. And then they released the movie, and there's that whole thing. I watched the movie a few months ago. I was, I think, a minute into watching the Borderlands movie and went, how? How did they get the entire story of Borderlands wrong in 1 minute? I don't know if it was 1 minute. It was probably like the first 10 minutes. The first scene where all of the main characters are revealed is immediately wrong. Like, the character interaction. There is a Borderlands movie. I think you can watch it on Amazon Prime. I got an ad on Prime saying that it's out on Prime, and I was like, I guess I'll sit down and watch it. And they ruined all of the characters' motivations. They ruined all the characters' interactions. Tiny Tina and Roland, instead of being father and daughter, which is like the vibes that was not like just outright said, the vibes from Borderlands 2, that they are essentially father and daughter, right? And Lilith is their mum, kind of thing. They completely ruined that, and they became just like, I guess, brother and sister. Not even brother and sister. They're just, I don't know. There were a few ads in Australia. I don't know how worldwide the ads were. There was a lot of people talking about it on, because Claptrap is played by Jack Black, and it's got an all-star cast. Like, it has an all-star cast for some reason. It's got, one thing I will say about the movie is they got the story, whoever wrote the story needs to be shot. Despite the actors not fitting like the characters on paper. So they've got Kevin Hart as Roland. I don't know who the person is who played Krieg, but also Krieg's in it instead of any other of the guys, like Krieg, who's kind of a side character and a DLC character. I don't know why they chose Krieg. Tiny Tina is played by a person who's pretty well known as a kid actor. I can't remember what else she's in. They had freaking, yeah, Kevin Hart as Roland, which is such a weird idea, but I thought he was a really good Roland, which was unexpected because I feel like I don't really like him in anything he's in. What's her name? I can't remember who Lilith's actor is. Cate Blanchett? Cate Blanchett. Cate Blanchett. That's who she is. She plays an older Lilith with like a, I'm too old for this shit, I've been doing all this mercenary work forever. And I didn't hate that much. It worked. It wasn't Lilith, but it worked. Honestly, Jack Black as Claptrap was probably the worst offender of being just not good. But that was really because they thought Claptrap was just for jokes. They didn't have him. He didn't have any personality. It was just Jack Black making stupid jokes, essentially. They had, I forget her name, the person from Everything Everywhere All at Once. She's had terrible luck with roles recently. Jamie Lee Curtis as Tannis, and I thought she was a really good Tannis. I thought she played she's really good at the like unhinged ladies, and I think she did really well as Tannis. But yeah, I think the casting was surprisingly well done. The story writing and script writing was not. So if you want to watch the movie and then just like imagine afterwards a good movie with those actors playing those characters, you might get a good thing out of it. But it is just like a fun thing if you wanted to watch it and just be like, huh, that's certainly a thing. I'm wondering if there's a few writers that somehow have money and get their stuff written that I think they write like fan fiction before something else comes out. So like, if someone played Borderlands 1 and wrote a fan fiction, like directed a fan fiction screenplay for like a Borderlands movie with Borderlands 1 coming out, and then they took it to like a rich people, and then they were like, you need to add Tiny Tina because she's very well liked, and you need to add Krieg because people like him, and they just kind of shoehorn them in. That could be why that it's so weird and none of the characters kind of mesh together. But I think games to movies can be really good and have been shown to be pretty good pretty regularly now, because people realize that the issue with the games to movies is that I think games are too sentimental for people. If you have books, everyone imagines books differently, right? You can get attached to characters and you can kind of be like, they didn't really fit the vibe, but you can't really say that's not what it looks like, because that was in your brain. You can't like compare. With games, you've seen the characters and you've been in the world physically. Like when you're playing Borderlands, you're walking past Tiny Tina and that kind of thing, which means that you need to make sure that all of the characters feel how they feel in the games. You can't just like gut the characters, because that's what made the game the game. Like a lot of people playing games don't really look at the main story. It's the characters and how they're interacting with you, because you're part of the story. And I think that's why people get really upset about movies of games, because you can gut books. Like Harry Potter, they've gutted so many story characters from that, and people love the movies. But you can't gut games like you can books. Book's done for you, not just written for you. Yeah, I feel like that's the main reason that a lot of game movies don't do well, is because you look at them and you go like, no, I talked to Tiny Tina just yesterday, right? And so they've got to be pretty accurate with it, especially because you spend so much time in the world as well. Like when you're reading a book or something else, a comic book, that kind of thing, you read it and you're done. With a game, like you've walked past that character talking to you. They have the same voice lines, but like the voice lines are kind of what makes them them. I don't know. But then also you've got the game to movies that kind of, I guess they do the same thing though. It's that they go, oh, it's the quotes that make them. It's not the character. Like they always feel like a shell of the character, because they either gut the character to make them more like three-dimensional without doing it, or they just go, oh, game quotes. Make them say this amount of things because that's what they say in the games, and that's all you need to make them say because that's all people heard in the game. Surely that's fine. And then you've got those game movies that are just like cool phrase after cool phrase, and you just go, oh, this isn't a character. This is just voice lines thrown in to get you to watch the thing, essentially. And it's also what I'm worried about the Minecraft movie. If you've looked at any of the trailers, it's just name drop of item or mob or anything like that. And I feel like it could be good. I don't know, but it feels like that's all it is. It's just name drop, name drop, name drop for vibes. I did see someone on like a TikTok talking about how they make Jack Black in Minecraft say items really cool, right? Like they're like, this is a crafting table, or this is an ender portal, that kind of thing. Like he's just announcing things. But apparently at some point, I haven't seen all the trailers, apparently at one point in one of the trailers, he literally says, this is called flint and steel. And there's a bunch of people in like TikTok comments being like, that's a real thing in the real world, a flint and steel. That shouldn't be an exciting announcement that this is a flint and steel. It's like going, this is called a match, and expecting the audience to be really excited about a match. You know what I mean? Which if that's what's happening, if he's just name dropping everything every 10 minutes, I feel like Minecraft's gonna be not great. Yeah, no. I didn't mind the cast of Borderlands. Definitely give it a shot. I would say don't expect much from the story. Jack must say what it is. Yeah, it's in his contract. He has to say things. Apparently it's Borderlands has a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, what just happened? Am I still live? It says I'm still live. I keep saying that I'm leaving. Let me just go to, can I moderate YouTube from here? My YouTube chat just turned off completely. I can't see anything you're saying right now. Live chat, here we go. 10%, that thing that's slow Jack Black Steve when he sees a door. This is a door. Okay, so yeah, it signed me out of my chat, so I suddenly can't see you, so I've just turned on my stream to look at the chat. In that case, I'll get going, because I can't sign back in on the thing, and also, despite trying to leave 30 minutes early, we've gone 5 minutes overtime, so that's interesting. Yeah, I'm streaming with Restream, which is streaming to YouTube and to Twitch, and so the chats combine, and that's why I have the chat up in a separate thing, but it logged me out. Yeah. Anyway, I might try and stream some more Shark Flipper. I do feel like I get less done when I stream game design on stream, because I tend to get distracted all the time. Maybe it's about the same as normal, but I will try and work on stuff throughout the week to get that list done. Oh, you can do that? Yeah, so you could do Restream for a while, for years actually. It's free to do it with two things, so YouTube and Twitch usually, but you could do it on TikTok, you can do it on that kind of thing. It just became okay. Twitch made it, you're allowed to stream to multiple things if you're a partner. I'm an affiliate, so it doesn't matter. I could have done that constantly anyway, but They just made it allowed to be done with a partner. So if you're a partner and you're making money off Twitch, you weren't allowed to stream to YouTube the same stuff, and you weren't allowed to... There was something else, something that they got rid of as well. You weren't allowed to do a lot of stuff. I think you weren't allowed to advertise your other stream on Twitch, like in the comments and stuff like that, but they got rid of that. They were like, no, you can do it now. And so now everyone's using it, and it's gotten a lot better because everyone's using it now. If you've seen a lot of people start streaming on YouTube, they're probably all doing that now. I noticed it when it happened. When the partnership thing happened, I noticed almost everyone who I knew was streaming on Twitch suddenly started streaming to YouTube at the same time. But yes, there were weird limits, and they've gotten rid of them, and that's why a lot of people do that now. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for giving me some ideas. I'll have a look at them and see if I can add them eventually. And yeah, I hope I'll see you around soon. I might try and stream game design next week. I might do like an hour and then play some Marvel Rivals or something, because I feel like talking about what I'm doing is tiring me out faster, tiring my brain out for the programming. I do have a Discord. It is something that I need to figure out if I can do something with Restream to auto do it. It's in every single YouTube video. It's bookmarked in every single YouTube video that I have. It might be on my channel as well somewhere. There's a link tree on my channel. If you click my link tree on my channel's description, that will lead you to my Discord, my itch.io page where there are games. None of them are like complete and some of them are rip broken, but there are games on my itch.io. There is my Discord, and I've also got Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky, and Instagram on there, if you want to follow me on any of those. Yeah, cool. Thanks for watching. I might see you next week. I do stream this time every week and on Mondays. So it's on my Twitch. There is a schedule. I don't know if you can do a schedule on YouTube, so I've only got it on Twitch, but Monday morning and Wednesday night is my stream schedule. My invite link doesn't work. I think it works on Twitch, because people have joined from my Twitch. Why doesn't it work? It worked when I clicked it just then. Huh. It definitely worked when I clicked it just then on the link tree. I don't know. It definitely worked when I clicked it just Alright, well, I'm not sure why that's not working. I don't know if I can have time to figure it out, but yeah, thank you. I will see you next time. And my pen's gone. Bunny out. Oh, it does now? Nice. I clicked it, now it works. All right, bye.